A towering housing block turns into a deadly fire trap, and within hours, Hong Kong faces one of its worst disasters in decades. More than 100 lives lost. Families missing. Entire homes burned out. And now, investigators are racing to uncover how a renovation project meant to upgrade the estate instead became the fuel for a tragedy of this scale. The fire started at Wang Fuk Court in Tai Po, a cluster of high-rise blocks that were undergoing major renovation. 7 out of 8 towers were wrapped in bamboo scaffolding and green mesh, the kind commonly used across Hong Kong for building works. But this time, the very material that was supposed to protect workers ended up feeding the flames. Residents said the blaze spread so fast, it swallowed multiple buildings before alarms even rang. Official numbers are grim. The death toll has risen to 128. Dozens more are injured, including firefighters who rushed in as thick smoke filled the towers. And even now, there are still people unaccounted for. Entire families, elderly residents, and foreign domestic helpers are among those missing. Search and rescue teams have worked almost non-stop, climbing charred stairwells, clearing debris floor by floor. Thousands of officers and firefighters were deployed. But after days of searching, authorities say the rescue phase has ended. What's left behind is heartbreaking: collapsed units, burnt corridors, and the remains of lives interrupted. Investigators now believe the renovation works played a major role in how the fire spread. Reports show that flammable foam and plastic panels were used around windows and external areas. The bamboo scaffold, wrapped tightly in netting, acted like a highway for the flames. To make things worse, many fire alarms failed to work. Residents had raised safety concerns about these renovation materials as early as last year, but those warnings were dismissed as low risk. Public anger is rising quickly. 11 people linked to the renovation project have been arrested, including directors, project managers, subcontractors, and an engineering consultant from the construction firm. They are suspected of gross negligence and possibly manslaughter. Many are demanding a full independent inquiry to find out how a housing upgrade turned into a national disaster. More than 4,600 people lived in Wang Fuk Court. Countless families are now displaced, relying on shelters and emergency aid. Hong Kong's government has announced a $300 million fund to support those affected. But for families who lost loved ones, the road ahead will be long and painful. This incident also raises wider questions for cities like Singapore and other dense urban centers. High-rise living is the norm, and renovation shortcuts can put thousands at risk. When builders focus on cost saving instead of safety, who pays the price? And will this tragedy finally push authorities everywhere to tighten fire safety rules, especially for older estates? What do you think? Should governments around the region overhaul their renovation rules before another disaster like this happens? If you found this breakdown helpful, do support the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to 2230 for more detailed coverage on stories shaping our world.